Validity is the appropriateness of the inferences, uses, and consequences that result from a test. Tests have multiple types of validity, including construct validity, the appropriateness of decisions made about test takers' ability based on test scores, and systemic validity, the changes made in the educational curriculum based on the skills the test is designed to measure. So, is the NCAN Grade 3 speaking test a valid measure of communicative competence? Jones 2019 suggests not. They present 3 ways in which the Grade 3 NCAN speaking test does not align with the precept of validity. Firstly, the format of each Grade 3 speaking test is the same and is simple enough for students to rote learn possible answers, making it difficult to assign validity to the test as it is impossible to measure the candidate's true speaking or communicative ability when the answers could be pre-rehearsed and not a true intuitive response. Secondly, the marking rubric makes it possible for candidates to pass a test based solely on their responses to the first 3 questions. Take a look at the marking rubric for the Grade 2 speaking test included in this section. This marking rubric is very similar to one used in the Grade 3 speaking test. The fact that a candidate could pass the test before answering questions 4 and 5, which are the only questions on the test to elicit a student's opinion, lowers the validity of the test, as it means the test is not truly measuring the candidate's speaking ability. Rather, it is measuring their reading comprehension and ability to respond to visual stimuli. Finally, Jones 2019 points out that the NCAN Grade 3 test does not achieve construct validity. Although the NCAN Foundation recognizes the value of interaction, the Grade 3 speaking test does not provide any real sense of interaction between the examinee and the examiner. The first 3 questions are based on written and visual stimuli, and despite questions 4 and 5 being opinion-based, the examinee is never really requested to expand on their answer. In question 5, there is a hint of interaction with the yes-no please tell me more /why format. However, this is not an authentic example of communicative practice and still allows for examinees to semi-prepare their responses. Jones' 2019 analysis presents a rather severe view on the lack of validity in the NCAN Grade 3 test. Unfortunately, I cannot refute many of their claims. I can, however, seek to briefly clarify why the Grade 3 speaking test may be implemented and designed in such a simple way. As Oberg 2009 points out, the NCAN Grade 3 speaking test is one of the first formal testing experiences of speaking that Japanese students will encounter. One of the reasons the NCAN Grade 3 test is designed quite simply could be to lower the anxiety for students by providing them with a familiar environment so they are able to perform communicative tasks without being blocked by fear. Although, even if this is the case, the NCAN Grade 3 speaking test still requires many improvements to become a more valid indicator of spoken English proficiency. There are 2 aspects of authenticity relevant to test design and evaluation. Task authenticity concerns the relationship between test tasks and the tasks learners will encounter outside the test context, whereas performance authenticity is focused on the appropriateness of a test taker's response to a piece of communication. So, does the NCAN Grade 3 test elicit task and performance authenticity? To answer this question, I will take another look at the sample topic card for the Grade 3 speaking test. As Jones 2019 notes, the illustration is a cartoon/picture rather than a photograph. I can attest through my own experience in preparing students that topic cards generally do not include authentic images. That is, the images that are presented in the Grade 3 speaking test are unlikely to share a close relationship with the items students may be asked to respond to outside the test environment. Outside of the test context, students are much more likely to respond to realistic photographs than cartoons in their interactions with English speakers, especially when the use of mobile technology enables easy access to such resources. What about performance authenticity? Does the speaking test enact an authentic response from test takers? Unfortunately, no. The only time students are required to express their opinions is in questions 4 and 5, and only question 5 includes a follow-up. However, this follow-up feels very staged, as students are required to give a yes/no answer, then wait for the examiner to ask either, "Please tell me more," or "Why not?" or another question. I remember practicing this format with students in Japan. Using past NCAN resources, I practiced question 5 at least 9 times with a student to familiarize them with the expected response. This indicates that question 5 is unnatural or inauthentic in the performance it elicits from students. Thus, the NCAN Grade 3 speaking test does not achieve task or performance authenticity.